Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi everyone. So welcome back. Alright, so we will continue in discussing how to sketch a linear function. So a linear function is a function whose graph is a straight line. So we have the general equation for linear function, which is y equals to mx plus c, and the m here is the slope, or we can say it's gradient, and the any constant here is actually belongs to the y-intercept. Alright, so let us try to discuss how to sketch the graph of linear function now. So please consider this example. So suppose that we have y equals to 4x plus 1, and we need to sketch the graph, and we will determine its domain and range from the graph. So in order for us to sketch the graph of linear function, we need to have at least 2 points. And the easiest way to get 2 points is just by substituting x and y equals to 0. So basically, we will choose one value, x equals to 0 and y equals to 0. So what we actually will obtain is the x and y intercepts straight away. So suppose when your x is equals to 0, we will get y equals to 1 for this case. And suppose when y is equals to 0, we will obtain x is equals to negative 1 over 4. So we will plot these 2 points on the axis, and then we will join the 2 points by using a ruler. So we have x equals x0 and y1, which is basically here, and x equals to negative 1 over 4, y0 is somewhere around here. And we just need to make a line joining the 2 points. Alright, so we need to find the domain and range for this question. So we will have its domain here. This graph is valid for any values of x, since there is no restrictions on either x or y value. So our domain here should be from negative infinity to positive infinity. And what about the range? So we need to look for the interval of y, which is actually also negative infinity to positive infinity. Okay, so let us proceed to the question number 2. So now we have y equals to 4x plus 1 given x is less than 5. So this bit here, x less than 5, is actually the domain. Okay, where basically our graph, I'm going to make a dotted line here. So our graph will not exceed x equals to 5. So this is x equals to 5. So our graph later on cannot proceed to this area, which is x greater than 5. Okay, so again, to sketch any graph of linear function, we just need to have at least 2 points. So this one is actually the same example with the first question. So we will choose again x and y equals to 0, and of course we will get the same one, this one as this one. Okay, so straight away put the points on the axis. So negative 1 over 4, and we've got 1 here, and then we need to have our ruler, and we will join the 2 points here. Okay, so and since we have x is less than 5, so at this bit here we need to make an empty circle. so something like this, just to indicate that x will not touch that 5. Okay, so our domain is actually being given already, so we will have the domain, which is from negative infinity up to 5 open bracket. Suppose if you want to write in interval form. And what about the range here? So the range is actually, we need to refer to the interval of y. So this is the lowest point of the where the graph has the y value, and this is the maximum point here. So we need to substitute x equals to 5 into the original question there. So suppose when you do that, we will obtain 21 as the highest point of y that the graph can reach. So basically our range is starting from negative infinity up to 21, and it is open bracket. Right, so next question. So we have 4x plus 1, and now we've got the condition of from the x value is from 1 inclusive and up to 5, which is not inclusive, not included. So again, as we have agreed earlier, this one actually is our domain. Okay, so as we have mentioned earlier as well, we need to have at least 2 points in order to sketch the graph of linear function. So for this case, we will choose the value of x, which are equals 1 and 5 straight away. And suppose when we substitute 1 and 5, we will have I believe which is equals to 5 here. Okay, and this one should be 21. All right, and so our graph can only be sketched within this area only. So first and foremost, I will make the kind of like the boundary here. So this one is the area that the graph can be, and one more is somewhere around here. Right, so and we will label this one as x equals to 1, this one is x equals to 5, where the graph can only be inside this area. Okay, so when x is equals to 1, our y is equals to 5, somewhere around here. This one is 5, and x equals to 5, y is 21, let's say it's here. Okay, so for this one we have this included sign, so it should be full circle here, and we need to have an empty circle somewhere around here. Okay, and then we will join the 2 points in order to get our straight line. Okay, all right. So basically we have done sketching the graph. So the domain for this function, okay, of course that close bracket 1 and 5 open bracket, and the range for this question is this one actually, 5 and 21, because that is the y interval for the graph. So we will have close bracket 5 and 21 open bracket. Okay, so that's all for this part. So in our next video we will discuss about how to sketch a quadratic function. It's even more interesting. So that's all. Thank you so much.